Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be explaining what backed wax is when it comes to wax NFTs. I'm also going to be showing you two different places where you can actually back NFTs with wax, and I'm also going to explain how to release the wax in those backed NFTs. So in order to understand what backed wax is, it's really not that complicated. Normally you have NFTs in your wallet, and when you burn one of those NFTs, nothing happens, it's just gone. What backed wax is essentially putting wax into one of those NFTs so that when it gets burned, that wax gets released, and then the person who was holding it, they can spend that wax. So if you had an NFT in your wallet that had 10 backed wax, when you burned that NFT, you'd be able to spend the wax that was previously backed into the NFT. But the only way to spend that wax is to actually burn the NFT. You're not going to be able to spend it unless you burn the NFT first. So when you back wax into an NFT, you're essentially locking it up until the NFT is burned. Now, you used to be able to do this right here on Atomic Hub, but they don't provide this on their user interface anymore. I've heard a couple of reasons why, but in my opinion, it's basically because people use the backed wax feature to bypass doing an actual purchase, which makes them lose out on their percentage that they earn from sales. So I think people were using backed wax as a way to get around fees, since you can't take a cut of something that isn't really being spent. Right? If you sold an NFT for 10 wax and a market wanted to take 2% of that sale, well, they would just take 2% of the 10 wax, right? But if you lock the 10 wax into an NFT and you just trade it to somebody, there is no wax being exchanged, really. There's nothing to take a percentage from. So in my opinion, that's why they did that. I'm not really sure, though. That's just speculation. But I digress. So the first place that you can actually do this is on Alcor exchange, which is a decentralized exchange on the Wax blockchain. It's like Uniswap, but it's for wax tokens. But when you log into Alcor, you can just click on the NFT tab and then go to Wallet. You'll pull up a list of your NFTs. And if you were to click on the details button on one of these NFTs, you will see a page with all the details, obviously, but there's also going to be this little button that says back tokens. And if you click on that, it's going to ask you to enter how many wax you want to back into the NFT. And it's going to give you a little warning that says once you back an NFT with tokens, the only way to get those tokens back is by burning the NFT. So let's say I want to back this NFT with 1 wax. I will just enter 1 and click back NFT. It's going to ask me to sign a transaction. Now the transaction has been signed, and if I refresh the page here, it should show me that this is backed with 1 wax, and it does. So right here it says back tokens, 1 wax. So obviously you can also view the backing of an NFT on Alcor as well. And the other place that you can do this is on NeftyBlocks. There are probably more places to do it, but these are the main two that I know of at this point. In NeftyBlocks, if you're logged in, you just click on your username, go to My NFTs, and it's going to be the same concept here. If I scroll through my NFTs here, you can see that I found the one that's been backed on Alcor. It says backed tokens, 1 wax. And then if I click on another one and I look at the details, you will see nothing. But if I click on these 3 little dots right up here, there's a button to back with tokens. So if I want to back this with 0.69420 wax, it's going to give me the same warning that the only way to get this back is by burning the NFT. Sign the transaction, and if I refresh the page, backed tokens, 0.6942 wax. So now you know how to back with tokens. You know how to view if an NFT is backed with tokens, because you can use NeftyBlocks and Alcor for that. I should mention, in case it was unclear, if you transfer this NFT to somebody, whoever ends up with it and whoever's the person who actually burns the NFT, that's the person that gets the wax. So like I said before, some people use this for trading. You might have somebody that has an NFT that you want, and you can back some wax into an NFT, and then you can offer that NFT to them as a trade offer. I personally don't really like this because ultimately this screws collection owners and marketplaces out of their secondary market fees. A lot of these collection owners and these marketplaces depend on those fees in order to remain sustainable and operational. So by doing that, you might get a little bit of a better deal on a one-time trade, but in the long run, you're probably ruining the ecosystem that you're trying to hopefully help build on. That's not the only reason that you would back tokens into an NFT, though, so I don't want to act like there are no other benefits to it. There's certainly good use cases for it. I should also make clear that, like I said, you can't do this on Atomic Hub anymore, right? So if you were to go to your trade offers on Atomic Hub, I don't have any that I've received, but I've sent a couple. So let's just pretend that one of these NFTs that I offered to somebody in exchange for their NFT, let's pretend one of mine was backed with a bunch of wax. And instead of just offering these two NFTs, really what I was offering was like thousands of wax or something, right? Because I backed it into an NFT. This person on Atomic Hub wouldn't really know that because Atomic Hub no longer shows that information. So you might even leave a little message for the person you send the trade offer to that says, this NFT is backed with however much wax, but when they click on the NFT, they're not going to see it because Atomic Hub doesn't show it to you anymore. So if you were to receive a trade offer to somebody and that NFT is supposed to be backed with wax, remember that you're not going to see it on Atomic Hub. And definitely do not fall for the trick that some people use where they basically create a trait or an attribute on the NFT and they'll call it like backed tokens and they'll just enter a wax amount there to try and trick you. Don't fall for that, but you can go on Alcor Exchange or NeftyBlocks and you can view the asset ID on there and you'll be able to see how many backed tokens are in the NFT. So just make sure to be vigilant when people make your trade offers. There are a couple of tricks that people like to use. I will leave links, by the way, to these URLs in the description in the comments below. So when you go to NeftyBlocks, for example, it would just be neftyblocks.com/assets, and then you just paste the asset ID. With Alcor, it's wax.alcor/exchange/NFTs, and then the asset ID. If any of you are still watching, I do have a little bit of an announcement related to this as well. I'm going to be releasing a contract in the next few days that allows collection owners to back any token they want into their NFTs. So if you had created your own token, for example, or whatever, you just wanted to reward people with like a bunch of different tokens, I'm creating a way for you to back your NFTs with all those tokens. When you use these websites like NeftyBlocks and Alcor, you can only back with certain tokens. I believe it's just wax, and there might be like one or two other tokens that you can use. So I'm creating a way for you to use any token. It's going to work a little bit differently. Like it's not going to be quite as guaranteed to the user as this is, but it'll still be a fun tool for collection owners to use. So keep an eye out for that. I almost forgot to show you guys. I might as well just demonstrate actually burning the NFT to release the wax. So as you can see right now, there's 106.1058 wax in my wax wallet. And if I go to this one that's backed with 0.6942, if I just click on the three dots and then click burn NFT, this NFT is going to be destroyed forever, but I am going to be, why does it say backed tokens none? That's probably just a UI issue. I think they maybe need to update that on NeftyBlocks. I'm going to go ahead and burn it anyway because what the hell? The NFT has been burned. If I refresh the page, it should reflect that. Owner is burned. And if I go to my wallet and refresh, we should see another 0.69, so it should end up at about 106.7. And 106.8. I can't do math apparently. And if I look in my transactions, burn asset, EOSIO.token transfer. So yeah, I burned my NFT and then it automatically paid me my backed asset amount. And that's that. So that's how you do that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.